Up at Duck Creek. It's July, what, 29th? 28th? Something like that. It's a Friday. We're at a great little campsite, boondocking. This is our rig here. It's a Sand Sport by Pacific Coachworks. We're all set up. Pretty area. It's a little warm. Even up here it was in the mid 80s yesterday, and it's probably going to be about the same today. I wanted to show you that we got our patio set up in the back with our cables connected. This holds up to 5,000 pounds, so we set up a little stargazing tent out here. Just bungeed it to the cable line so it doesn't blow away when it gets a little windy, and it works great. This is the gas station. Works great too. Tires are a little muddy coming in here. We have to go on a little ways of a dirt road, so everything's been working great. Pacific Coachworks is okay. They're about like all the other major manufacturers. We had about 20 things that needed to be redone when we bought it. It's all been done now, but just as an example, this stripping here was buckling, bowling out, and they had to tear it all off and put new stripping on. Some of the decals weren't finished correctly, so they had to redo those. Probably the biggest issue we had was actually with the hot water heater. This is a 26 foot, and the configuration on the 26 foot puts the hot water heater right here by the front door. I think it's a bad design, because what happens is when the hot water heater's on, the gas that's coming out right here, if there's any wind at all, and you can see my doors open, it actually funnels it right inside the trailer and sets off our gas alarm. And initially when we got this, it wasn't sealed properly on the inside, so the gas was actually venting into the trailer, and they had to replace the hot water heater about 3 times before we were able to figure out exactly where the gas leak was and get it fixed. And they were able to do that. Took a while, and it was a little bit of a pain, but we eventually got it done. But right now we've got everything finished. We had the axles flipped, so we've got plenty of clearance for going on these dirt roads through the trees, and everything. We're really happy with it right now. We love the design. We love the color scheme. You know, it's been a great trailer for us. We're going to go on a ride today, area called Mammoth Creek, and we'll just give you a little bit of video. Oh, one thing that I would also suggest for people, probably just about anywhere you go, if you're boondocking, or even if you're not boondocking and you're in an RV park, it's great to get these fly traps. That's a fly trap that I just put up yesterday around 5 p.m. and it's already full of flies. Works great, and it keeps them away from the trailer. The other thing up here, especially in late summer, are the wasp and a yellow jacket. You can see there's quite a few in there as well. We still have a lot that are buzzing around here. You can see that I think they're thirsty because they keep trying to get into our coolers. But we have a good one of those electric fly swatters that zaps them when you hit them, and it's actually been quite fun sitting out here zapping these hornets. Anyway, we'll give you a preview of our trip to Mammoth Creek. So we're out towards Mammoth Creek, which is out there, runs down that meadow, beautiful meadow area. We're coming up to this lava flow that's probably only 2,500 years old. It's not very old. came right down into this meadow from a cinder cone up in that area. And it's really cool. We'll show you some more pictures of that when we get closer. Can't even imagine what this must have been like 2,000, 2,500 years ago when this lava came down into this valley. As it kept creeping forward little by little, 3,000 degrees, burning everything around it. Boy, I would have loved to have seen that. That would have been awesome. Getting closer to this, you can see the flows. Amazing. Reminds me a lot of the flows in Hawaii. Fragmented, very rugged, sharp edges. Get off and show you some of this up close in just a second. You can see how it kind of followed the terrain. What?
Yellow flower.
Oh yeah.
I hear thunder. When you stop, you hear thunder.
I want to show some of this up close. By the way, when you find a log like this that's almost completely rotted away, you can get these, which are, ooh, thunder, solid pitch. It smokes a little bit when it burns, but it will burn for hours and hours and hours. And it burns really hot too. We call them pitch sticks. That's really pretty. You can see just how rugged this stuff is. Crumbly. It's almost impossible to walk on. But just amazing that this came through here just a couple thousand years ago. Pretty awesome. You can see it's really light. It's about half the weight that you would expect it to be. And you can see why all of those little holes in it are from air bubbles that escaped from the lava. So it makes it much lighter, and some of this, when you get into the pumice, which is very, very light, actually floats. Rocks that float on water because they're filled with air. Like I said, I would have loved to have seen this when it was coming down. It would have been amazing. Thunder and lightning. What's this soil called?
What soil? Oh,
We're getting close to the origin of the lava flow. I wanted to show you just how massive this flow was at the time that it came. Came right up to the edge here. Now this would not have come up here if it wasn't being pushed up here from down below. So the fact that there's a big valley here means that the balance of the flow continued to go and vacated the area. You can see this is pretty rugged. I don't want to fall. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? You can see over there. Just almost impossible to get across. It's an impenetrable barrier here for animals and wildlife. That sounded like a gunshot to me. I'm out at the edge of the flow. You can see one of the primary channels is right up there, came down this way. There's some coyote dung. And all around the base of these flows are these little huckleberry bushes. Tons of them. It's a vine. All the water that gets trapped in this lava comes down, and it provides water for these plants that grow. As you can see, this is a natural little cove here that was formed. Lots of pretty flowers. See the huckleberry vines all along the lava flows. I'm at one of my secret spots up by Duck Creek, Mammoth Caves. I'm not going to show you how I got here because it's a secret. But I'm up high, really pretty area, especially when you come around this corner here. It's a mini Bryce Canyon. Isn't that cool? Look at that big, it's just a neat spot. One of my favorite. Look at some of these old, I guess they're cedars or spruce, I'm not sure, but they've got to be hundreds, if not 1,000 years old. Look at that. How they survive. You know, one little piece of bark, all the rest of the tree's dead. And it's still putting off these cones. Look at that, covered with pitch, which smells really good, by the way. Look at some of these down here. Look at this one. Isn't that amazing? I'd like to know how old these are. It's hard to see from here, but those cliffs way off in the distance there, Bryce Canyon. That's red rock up there, and these are the viewpoints that you can drive down to. Also wanted to look up close to this tree here. Look at that. That's just amazing. Before I go, one more look before I go. Awesome spot. You can see the sun on the cliffs way out there. It's pretty cool. The date of this is July. Not actually sure what day it is. 28th, 2016. Might be the 29th. We're up at Cedar Breaks National Monument. This is 10,350 feet. Cedar City is way out there. The road up here, Highway 14, comes up through that canyon. This is the main visitor center stop for Cedar Breaks National Monument. Pretty cool. So there's a little doe right out there past Susie eating the grass, and she wants to see if she can feed it some watermelon. So see the deer out there, she's trying to sneak up on that little doe to feed it some watermelon. Let's see what happens. Comes the rain again. Getting closer.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's got rabies and turns and attacks her. And there it goes.
Off it goes.
It stopped. It might come back. It's looking at her saying, okay. Welcome to Utah in July. We're camping up at Duck Creek, and it was about 80 degrees. Now it's about 50 degrees, and it's hailing like crazy. Thunder and lightning. Look at that. That's amazing. Let's go outside and see what it looks like. Eh.
You have fun, Jeff.
Holy cow. The water coming down. I tilted the awning so that it would drain down there. That's a storm. We've been waiting for a storm like this for 2 days now. This is awesome. Look at the size of these. Pea-size hail. Get this out of the rain a little bit. Now I think it's just rain now. Got my hammock out there. We're supposed to pack up and go home tomorrow. Now everything's gonna be wet. But the nice thing is all I have to do is lay it out and it'll probably be dry in an hour. Because at St. George it'll be 110 degrees tomorrow. Pretty cool. That road's gonna be a mud bath too.